reason for anyone from a township to go to a mayor's conference. A mayor's conference is a mayor's conference.
Prepare yourselves because we are about to go into one of the most startling tales that is now taking place in suburban Chicago. This drama involves charges of corruption, misappropriation of public monies, retaliation, and even the FBI becoming involved. Yes, we are talking about Tiffany Henyard. She is the township supervisor for Thornton and the self-proclaimed super mayor of Dolton, Illinois. Her name has likely been in the news lately, and it's not surprising given the lavish parties and accusations of political intimidation. This tale only gets more explosive with each turn.
You are up here at this special meeting and not downstairs where we have big...
What's going on with Tiffany Henyard? And why is the FBI getting involved? Get ready for a wild ride. It all began with rumors about her dubious behavior, but nobody could have foreseen how far this would go over the course of over 2 years. Business owners, village employees, and even trustees are speaking out about what they claim is a complex network of corruption and power grabs when rumors of her alleged corruption began to circulate. It appears that the FBI has now determined that it is time to intervene and clean up the situation.
It can be a little messy, but it's just something we felt important that had to be done, that should be done. So, but like I said, you have to...
Tiffany Henyard has been living the high life at government cost, including lavish travel, according to her detractors. So how did it all go so wrong? Massive expenditures on personal protection and purported pressure on nearby companies to support her political initiatives. The residents of Dolton are furious, and the place is untidy. Let us begin by dissecting how the FBI became involved. It appears that Dolton company owners have been dealing with a variety of challenges in operating their companies, not because of market difficulties, but rather because they did not align themselves with Henyard's political aspirations.
The finding of an investigation of village finances and the spending habits of beleaguered...
One of the most startling incidents concerns Lawrence Gardner, who operates a U-Haul trucking and rental company in Dolton. Gardner claims that his business license renewal was rejected for no other reason than that he declined to participate in a civic event that Henyard sponsored, and Gardner claims that after refusing to open his wallet for Henyard's event, he was harassed by Dolton police and even had his business seized. Gardner then chose to take matters into his own hands and went straight to the FBI, but he's not the only one.
To go and investigate people around her, and that's what they're doing.
Numerous other local business owners have shared similar situations. Local restaurant owner Dwayne Wood feels targeted as well because his establishment has been serving some Dolton trustees who disagree with Henyard, and he's now shocked to learn that he's having. Although Wood hasn't spoken to the FBI directly, he is certain that his company is being blackballed due to his connections to Henry's political rivals, which makes it improbable that his difficulties renewing his business license are a coincidence.
I don't do anything as relates to with credit cards. As you heard me speak today in my board meeting about, I do not handle that.
Some of those charges are for you, though.
No, sir.
Not only is this impacting a few companies, but it's beginning to show patterns. In another complaint, George's Towing claims Henry prevented them from renewing their business license. And guess what? They did so because they refused to help. Her campaign for office. If you think this sounds like the storyline of a lousy crime drama, you're not alone. It's the kind of small-town scandal that makes people speak and now demands answers.
Her chief of police late last year without any approval from the village board. So now Robert Collins has filed a lawsuit against them.
And that is where the FBI enters the picture. They have been conducting covert investigations and speaking with witnesses for a while. According to reports, federal agents have been seen around Dolton Village Hall gathering evidence and using electronic surveillance to investigate the allegations against Henyard. Although they are keeping quiet about the specifics, we can connect the dots because they are investigating everything from financial mismanagement to political intimidation. The accusations continue to mount, putting more pressure on companies. Henyard has also been charged with gravely misusing public funds. According to reports, she has been living the high life by utilizing village monies to pay for vacations, upscale lodging, and even overtime for her personal security detail. People are clamoring for an explanation of the reported hundreds of thousands of government dollars spent to keep Henry safe and secure.
She feels like she's under attack.
For the sake of understanding, since Dolton is a little village rather than a vast metropolis with limitless resources, the notion that taxpayer funds are being utilized for opulent parties and first-class trips is truly getting along with others negatively. The village's trustees have been flagging issues with the budget for years, but it appears that they were ignored. Now that the FBI is engaged, there is hope that the truth will finally be revealed.
Are paying for her.
One of the most damning pieces of evidence concerns the trip that Henyard and her entourage took to Las Vegas. While a small business trip is perfectly acceptable, this one has all the makings of a scandal. To begin with, the trip was incredibly costly, but there have also been claims that it wasn't solely for business purposes, and there is even a lawsuit accusing Henry Henyard of retaliating against a former employee who had concerns about improper conduct during the journey. The specifics of the legal suit brought by Henry Henyard's former assistant and a police officer alleging they were mistreated by the village administration are still being worked out. But a sitting mayor doesn't want this kind of publicity while being investigated by the federal government. Additionally, if you believe Henry Henyard was planning to permit an internal probe to conclude, she had the opportunity to come clean and allow for a thorough assessment of her conduct, but she vetoed a motion that would have initiated an investigation into her own spending. This, of course, simply serves to intensify suspicions further. The village trustees have stated that they intend to override her veto and proceed with the proposal, so what is she hiding? Bottom of things, but for the time being, it's just more political drama playing out at village meetings. In one session, especially the 10th, residents and trustees demanded answers, but instead of having a meaningful conversation, Henyard took one resident out of the meeting after accusing her of stealing from the village. It's not a good look when people already believe you're up to no good.
To receive the information today, we have the best mayor ever. I've been here since 19.
But if you believe that to be evil, hold on tight. Dolton's financial problems have gotten so bad that the village's law firm has decided to drop them as a client. Yes, the firm that has been representing Dolton in almost 20 lawsuits has thrown in the towel because the village can no longer pay its bills. Henyard's poor management has left Dolton in such financial ruin that even the lawyers are leaving the village. The law firm Delgado Law sent a letter to the village stating that they plan to withdraw from all cases due to non-payment of fees. We can't say for sure, but it's definitely something to do with Dolton's millions of dollars in debt, especially with the FBI breathing down her neck. How is Tiffany Henyard handling all of this? You would think that she would be hiding away and perhaps even apologizing publicly, but instead, Henyard has been throwing extravagant parties and posting on social media as if nothing is wrong. She even organized an event called the Friends of Tiffany Henyard Picnic, which sounds exactly like a campaign rally with food giveaways, bounce houses, and even skating. The worst part is that the trustees refused to fund the event, claiming it was a poor. Henyard asserts that the funds were taken from her own pocket, but the timing is dubious to say the least.
Well, one-day purchase of over $40,000 to Amazon. And the main thing is,
at the picnic, Tiffany Henyard demonstrated her confidence by taking to the microphone and adamantly claiming that she has never stolen anything and that God has chosen her to lead the people. While that may be a good message if there were no serious accusations against her, residents are finding it more difficult to believe her when they are questioned about her spending. Henyard's dismissed the criticism, saying that people are merely attempting to exert control over her because she is a strong, independent woman, which is a brave thing to do while under federal. Tiffany is going all out. But let's not forget what the residents of Dolton are saying, that there is a growing sense of betrayal and frustration in the community. One resident wrote that Dolton residents should forcibly remove them from their offices, change all the passwords and door locks, and cancel all the credit cards. This is something that has happened in other cities and states, and others are calling for justice. One particularly fervent local writer wrote, "Lock up these scammers and their minions too. They will blame her for it, but they are guilty too." Let that sink in for a moment. The very people risking their lives to protect the community are afraid of their own mayor. It's a chilling thought, but it fits the pattern of intimidation that so many individuals in the village have reported is wrong, and there's a time to hold people accountable for that. Residents and firefighters in Dolton have also come forward with some shocking claims that she embezzled money from their retirement fund, and some are afraid to speak out publicly because there's keeping an eye on things. And the rest of the nation is too. The FBI investigation is far from finished, and with new accusations coming out nearly every week, it's obvious Henyard will find it difficult to escape this one. What do you think? Should Tiffany Henyard resign? Does she deserve a chance to clear her name? Could this be a case of political sabotage? Is it time for Dolton to move on? Please share your thoughts in the comments section below, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates on this crazy story. This is not yet finished. Until we meet again, thanks for watching Visual Vortex.